Casey, just been watching you down here. For the first time I've been to Phoenix Fire, but this is your amateur gym, your home gym, and now going to be your pro gym.
Yeah, it's been my home since the age of, well, just before I turned 10, so it's fitting, saw me all through my amateur career, keeps me close to home, starting out my pro career now under the guidance of my old amateur coach, Elliot Dillon, so yeah.
Well, Alex been here, you've been keeping a watchful eye over you, you've just done 6 rounds there with you, mate. What's Sean's surname?
Sean Heedon.
Sean Heedon, good 6 rounds there, I enjoyed watching. But you got thrown in the deep end, didn't you? You come down to have a word with my boss, Steve Wood, your manager now. And Danny Wright put you in with the Kazakhstan kid.
Oh, yeah.
An absolute animal.
Yeah, I was going to come and spar Jack Catterall, but then Jack had some other stuff that came up, so Danny was like, look, there's this other lad here from Kazakhstan, former world bronze medalist, but he's quality, you can have a move around him if you want. So I thought, do you know what, I'm not going to get the opportunities like this very often, so yeah, I get thrown in at the deep end, but I'm going to take the chance while I'm there. It's all learning really. And
so how many rounds did you do with him?
Just about got 3-4 rounds. Horrible.
He's a beast, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's dynamite. If you don't,
huge.
If he doesn't win a world title, like I'll be very, very, very surprised.
If people don't know, because I can't pronounce his name. Can you pronounce his name?
I've not got a chance of pronouncing his name.
But he's a kid who beat Macaulay McGowan on
the MTK show.
He did, yeah.
WBC International.
In his second fight.
Yeah. It's nuts, isn't it?
So his second fight, he fights a kid who's 14 and 0. 14-0 and 1, because he had 1 draw, so he was unbeaten at the time. And they had the confidence to put him in there.
Mad, isn't it?
Well, it is where you getting in with him.
I know.
But you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. Take some positives, take some things to learn from. So, considering I've not sparred like properly, consistently for 12 months now, with the amateur scene being just obliterated because of COVID, it was good to get back in and get that first one out of the way with. In a weird way, like I've missed being punched and taking a shot, so it was nice to get in and get that feeling again and prove like in my head, this is still what I want to do here.
I don't think I've ever met anyone more excited to kick over. I mean, for the last 6 months you've been posting everything on there. I'm coming. Yeah. In fact, you even had a little war of words on Twitter with Irius Virgo.
Oh, he's being a muppet. He's just like going at Brad, and we all know Brad would just slap him up easy. So,
well, Brad gave him
Brad.
I've just been speaking to Brad this morning. He's got a big fight next weekend where he takes on Lee Cutler, both undefeated, and he was speaking highly of you, mate.
Oh, good. Yeah, I've known Brad for years. Been on a couple of different tours with him. He's come away with our club a few times. Been to Dublin, and I think he came to Spain with us as well. So I've always been surrounding myself with them top quality kids.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your amateur career then. Am I right? 103 fights?
103 fights, 63 wins, so yeah.
Not many then?
Nah, not many. 103 decision fights, and then 5 skill bouts when I was a kid as well, so 108 times in that competitive ring all told.
Well, like you say, I filmed you. You competed in the Cheshire and Merseyside, so I didn't get to see you too much, but obviously you must have been the Cheshire and Merseyside champion, because I filmed you at some championships. I think it was the pre-quarterfinals or quarterfinals. Nathan Bennett, another VIP fighter, he was on the same show as you, and you were both victorious. You fought a kid who had film winning the Northwest region on a couple of occasions, a good kid called Lee McCrory, I think his name was.
I think that was the second time I boxed him actually. I'd boxed him not too long before the ABAs as well. Tell you the truth there, I was going into the ABAs just before it, I was on the back of like a 5-fight losing streak, and when I boxed Lee the first time, I ended up winning, including that first fight, 8 in a row, and that took me through beating Lee the second time and going on to the semi-finals of the junior ABAs that year.
So I know it's a silly question, I'm going to ask you why, but we know why, because there's no sight on the horizon for amateur boxing, is there?
No sight on the horizon for amateur boxing. They're trying to put a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel now, but I've always said from being younger, like about 22, I'll turn professional, and here I am 6 months after my 22nd birthday, signing my contract with VIP.
You're looking forward to it? Does he give you a date, a rough idea?
He said, Steve's told me he's got the show in September, so I'm hoping I'm just going to work away and hope for that.
Yeah,
if he can get me out, I'll be buzzing.
If COVID goes away, we're all hoping it to, and it goes away by the beginning of summer, then I'm sure the small hall shows will be back by the end of summer.
Yeah, big time. We can just keep our fingers crossed now and hope that the small hall shows come back, because I've been in the crowd at some of the small hall shows what Steve's put on, and they're always brilliant shows.
So have you got any idols in boxing?
Brad Ray. Mate, I love watching, although we got beat the other week, I love watching Josh Kelly. Love the way that he is around the sport, in the ring.
But what's your style like? I've just been watching there. How would you just class yourself?
Mate, I like to box, stand up and let me shots go, but I can't say no to a tear up every now and then. I love to try and get stuck inside a little bit.
So a bit similar to Brad then, because Brad's similar, isn't he? You know what I mean?
Brad's got that switch hitting about him, and he's brilliant at it. But I like to think that I can. Yeah, I like I say, I look up to Brad quite a lot, although we're like very similar ages, and
you look up to him because he's about 6'2" now, isn't he? 6'3",
definitely.
So everyone looks up to Brad now.
Definitely, but I admire Brad a lot, and if I can apply myself like he does, I know I'll get the same opportunities what he's getting now. So it shows that the hard work gets you where you want to be.
What would be your aspirations if I spoke to you and say 3 years time from now, where would you like to be in your career?
3 years time, hopefully Central Area title, pushing on for an English title. That'd be perfect for me.
And then if I spoke to you at the end of your career, what would you like to have achieved?
I was discussing this with Elliot the other day. I want to win the British title outright, and Elliot was like, anything else? And we was talking about it, and was thinking, just pay my mortgage off, something like that on my house.
Yeah.
Things like that, little things. Anything after a British title, it'd be a big positive for me.
I've spoke to a few world champions. You know, we've got Josh Warrington. I know he's just lost. He just vacated his title and got beat last time out. But I remember speaking to Josh, and you know, his ambition when he turned over, it was to be a British champion.
Yeah.
You know, he never expected to be a world champion, but he said, well, what do I do? You know, when you achieve that,
when you achieve it, you just keep resetting, don't you? You just keep looking and re-evaluating and going again, set yourself a new goal then. So if I win the British title, move on, try and win the European. After that, just keep trying to step forward, step by step. Don't want to just shoot for the world title straight away, because if I don't set myself the goals in between, and I don't actually manage to reach that world title, I'll be retiring thinking I failed. I want the British title outright before I retire, and like I say, if we get that, we'll move on, we'll re-evaluate,
everything
and we'll go
else
again.
is a bonus.
Yeah, we'll re-evaluate.
We say like that's an easy thing. It's not,
oh yeah,
it?
British title's one of the hardest titles in the world that you can win.
It's also the best.
It is. It's the nicest belt in the world.
It is. Worth a lot of money as well. You'd retire on that one. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure coming down here. Like I say, I've not been down to the Phoenix Fire before, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great to meet you, Coach Elliot. Seems like he's going to be following you into the pro ranks with you. Yeah.
So he's dipped his toe in the water before, because we've had one other lad from the gym.
Courtney had, I think he had one fight under us.
Yeah, he retired. Ended up finishing off at 5-0. He's talking about he wants to make a little comeback, so fingers crossed he can come back and have another go. He's got a lot of talent, this Courtney. A lot of talent, and he's another lad that I've always looked up to, because like when I was a kid coming in the gym, Court's always been like 8 and 9 years older than me, so when I was coming in at like starting out at 10, Court's 17, 18, maybe even 19, boxing on the shows, and I'm there just sitting there in my chair right at the front in awe of what they were doing. And I've always looked up to Court in the gym.
It's fair to say, not only you're a big boxing fan as well.
Yeah.
And do you know something? I think that's a good thing for a boxer, to be a fan of the sport, because you want to give the fans who come paying to see you want to give them value for money, don't you? Because
definitely.
That's what you used to enjoy watching. So I think it makes you a better fighter.
Always, yeah. Like you're looking, if you're watching it, you're looking and you can see little bits of people that you like and what they're doing, and try and replicate that in the gym and put that into your style and try and make it work for you as well. And if it's working for them, why can't it work for me? So I'm just like to pick up little bits, and you know, there's no sport quite like boxing. We're a weird breed, like we're literally getting inside a set of ropes and letting someone punch us.
You were saying before you missed it, so yeah, it's bizarre.
It is, it's a bizarre feeling, but it's one that unless you're involved in boxing, unless you're a boxer and you've took a punch, you don't know that feeling. It's weird, it's hard to describe.
Yeah, it's like being a parent, you know, unless you've got a kid, you don't understand what parents feel like, and it's same in the ring there. You unless you've been in those ropes and you've been punched in the face, it's very hard to understand. But it's very addictive, isn't it? Yeah,
it's like when you start eating like a cake, you don't want to stop eating the cake. So when you're boxing, you've started, you catch the bug and you never want to get away from the sport.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been really nice to meet you. Like I say, I've been following your journey over the last 3 months on the internet. Hopefully people can watch out for this and get behind you. And in September, if that show happens, and they can all come out and support you.
Fingers crossed, yeah. Hopefully you can get out there and put a show on for everyone that's been. So the support's, since I've made my announcement the other day, the support's been massive. I know that
you've had some real.
It's been massive. Everyone's been getting behind me, so I can just hope that even half of those people can come out and show me the support when the time does come, and I can put on a show for them all.
People are going to be gagging for it. I'm missing them. I'm missing the small hall shows so much.
Small hall shows are the backbone of boxing. You see your Matchroom and your Queensbury shows all over the TV.
Got to start somewhere. Where the grassroots.
Small hall shows are the backbone of British boxing and world boxing, really. And they're brilliant. You get some of your best bouts ever on the small hall circuit.
Well, that's what we were talking about. That central area title, the one you were looking at in a couple of years' time, hopefully. Never seen a bad central area fight.
Never seen a bad central area, and never a bad English, and never a bad British title fight. Never. They're always the fights of the night on whatever show that they're on.
Well, fingers crossed you'll be involved in some of them in the next coming years.
I hope so.
Casey, it's been a pleasure, mate.
Thank you.
Take care, kiddo.
Take
care. For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.